everyone, this is Drew. Today on Camp Pencil Point, we will be drawing this guy. Hi, my name is Stitch. Ha ha ha. That's right, we're going to draw Stitch today again. But today we're going to make him Bacon and Elvis. I know, this place is crazy. So let's just start drawing, okay? Uncle Sigmund, hit that harmonica music. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, otters and dragons, and octopi, my name is Joe Foo, and I am the director here at Camp Pencil Point, a place where we draw with nonsense and tomfoolery. Today I'm joined by my very good friend Drew T. Octopus, who gave us that lovely intro, and I'm joined by you, the Camp Pencil Pointers at home, joining us this Thursday evening once again. It's good to be back. Thank you for stopping by. Won't you sketch with us? It doesn't matter what age you are. You could be the age of 3, you could be the age of 30, you could be the age of 300. Whatever you do, get out your pencils, get out your brushes, get out your pens, get out your markers, get out your canvas, get out your marker paper, get out that 5-year-old guacamole in the back of the fridge, if you so choose to use that. Whatever you do, break out your art supplies and draw along with me. And parents, we encourage you to draw along with us and draw along with your kids, because creativity is always better with the shared experience. And speaking of sharing, please share Camp Pencil Point with your friends and family. Keep the magic of art alive. And please subscribe to this YouTube channel so you always know when we're going live and you could always draw along with us. So today we are returning on a Thursday night, and we're going to do an we're going to do an Octopus House activity. This means the drawing is going to be a little longer, it's going to be a little more complex, but it'll give artists a chance to flex their muscles and see what they could do and not worry about the outcome. The outcome doesn't come out so great, you can always do another one. But before we get into the activity today, I want to say a special thank you to Stephanie from Paisley and Company, Paisley and Co. And hey, Paisley, it's good seeing you. I saw some videos this weekend of you enjoying our videos. So I would like for you to start sketching and let us know what you're sketching. Sketch along with us. But let's go back to Stephanie. Stephanie drew this amazing shirt that she sent, inspired by Drew. It's a Jacktopus. Obviously, Jack Skellington as an octopus. Inspired by Drew, a one-of-a-kind shirt I'm wearing for this video. So thank you, Stephanie. It's really cool. Thank you for your cool artwork, and keep the creativity and the fun alive. So thank you, Stephanie. So a few weeks ago, we did magical marker mashups. Let me do that right. May magical marker mashups in your face. We did that live. Chef Mike and I were streamed live from Walt Disney World property. To be more specific, both Epcot and the Magic Kingdom. In the video where we sketched in the Magic Kingdom, it was met with a lot of audio issues. We invaded a lot of selfies, and we got kicked out of the train station because they were doing a flag lowering ceremony, and we were in the way of the band. So it was live. It was a very live video, but you totally check it out. And the activity there was we took our favorite Disney character and we mashed it with another object or character. And in case of that video, we mashed our favorite Disney character with breakfast. Our favorite breakfast food. So I ended up drawing my favorite character being Stitch. Surprise. He's somewhere back here. Over there. I mashed together Stitch with a bacon. So here's the sketch. I'll just show you. This is what I drew in Main Street, USA. Stitch Bacon, May magical marker mashup in your face. Stitch Bacon. So I was thinking about it, and I think today we're going to go another step with the magical mashup. We're going to create another Stitch Bacon, but I'm going to add a couple of things to it, and I'm going to use some toned paper, and I'll explain the toned paper as I draw. But let's head over to Luxo Jr. Let's head over to the overhead camera view and let's start sketching. So please sketch along with me. Here we are, guys, in Luxo Jr. camera view. You can see the sketch that I drew in the Magic Kingdom with Chef Miker during May Magical Marker Mashups in your face. In this episode, in this instance, we drew our favorite Disney character mashed together with a breakfast food. So in this case, I drew Stitch as bacon. So there's my Stitch bacon. We're going to draw another Stitch bacon. We're going to add another food, and we're going to change the character around to enhance it a little bit. So I'm going to move my glittery Stitch over here. That was a gift given to me. Thank you very much. I'm actually going to draw, I'm going to pull them out from over here. The Stitch version that I'm going to draw is Elvis Stitch. So I'm going to add another breakfast food to become his guitar, because that is a pretty good prop. And I will add another breakfast food. So let me move my guys from here. And I will remove Bacon Stitch for now. And I will start drawing immediately with my Papermate. I found Thor. So we're going to draw with Thor. And I'm going to start out with a very basic gesture, which makes things easier for me. So if things are being made easier, why not take advantage of that? So I'm going to maintain the general bacon shape as best I can. And I'm going to add Stitch's face to try to make it distinct. I am going to try and incorporate as much of this bacon shape as possible into a smile even. Adjust this line right here, because to make him Elvis-y, he needs that cape and collar. And let's play with that bacon shape to make something that might be look like Elvis hair. And lastly, I said he was playing a guitar, and that's going to be a sunny side up egg. So we'll put that there. We'll add his hand down there, and you can see I pulled a lot of audibles, what I call audibles, which are changes, and I'll probably pull some more along the way, but I've changed my drawing quite a bit in planning this out, and that's a very important thing to do in this planning stage. I'm also indicating a little bit of a background because I want to add something in the back to help pop them off. So we're going to go to my Kuretake pen, and it's a thick nib, so I can get a little more line weight. I'm going to go right into the drawing and start out with those eyes, those big expressive eyes that Stitch has, and go right into that nose that is very distinct for Stitch as well. I'm going to hold off on my fills for the moment and do them a little bit later when I have a thicker marker. Stitch's second eye. Now I'm dealing with bacon, so I haven't touched the bacon yet. I did a lot of Stitch right now. So with these distinctive discs of lightness around his eyes, I'm going to very softly kind of indicate them, and I'm going to put that texture of bacon, which is like a bubbly, crisp, bumpy texture, and I'm going to let the line kind of look like that. Before I go any further, I want to create some overlap with this collar. So there's the one side of the collar, and we'll go to the other eye now. Same thing again, light line work so I could add that texture of the crisp. And I wanted to play with the shape of the bacon to make his mouth. And that is what I will do. Now Stitch has these teeth. And he also has teeth on the bottom row, so I won't forget those. And now let's play with this hair. One thing in practice I keep forgetting is that Stitch has ears, so don't forget the ears. So I'm just going to indicate that. Call another audible, if you will. And indicate those ears because I'll forget otherwise. So let's drop in some ears right now, and I'm gonna break that line a bit because it is bacon and I'm creating that bacon texture. And let's go right into Elvis style hair, which we could play with that bacon shape again and create something pretty fun. Simple indication of line. And really, if you observe bacon, there is a fat part and there's a meat part. The meat part gets really crisp. Sometimes the fat does not. So I would like to translate that by using that texture. And I'm going to continue that texture throughout his face. And I could honestly go on and texturize this forever, but I won't because it will make for a very long video. I'm going to keep the same texture of that, or the shape, I should say, of that bacon for his hand. And I'm just going to kind of add these claws, his claws, onto the ends of the bacon strip. And once again, more indication that that is bacon. Before I forget, I'll throw in the shoulder, but we're going to put in that other side of his collar for his cape. His lower hand and a claw on that egg yolk. And because it's in the front, let me draw the egg yolk. And it's a very organic shape, but I still want it to look a little bit like a guitar. But I also need it to look like the egg yolk. So I'm just going to play around a bit, and luckily I'm happy with that shape. I'm going to add a little bit of bubble texture because it is a fried food. A lot of fried foods happening in breakfast. And the center of the guitar that should have the hole in it, I'm going to make it the yolk. And I'm going to make the yolk a little runny because it's sunny side up egg. I'm going to stick the rest of the Stitch bacon in here. Indication of a foot. And let's give him his trademark claws. Once again, trademark claws, bacon texture. More bacon texture to give it consistency throughout the figure. The back end of that cape to finish off that shape. And the character looks pretty close to done. So let me get out a Copic marker, and I'm just going to use black so I could create a background for him. And I'm going to try to quickly put this in, but also leave a little space between the character and the background. We'll see how successful that is. If not, I can just not do it. But this is almost kind of like reverse drawing with a line, so it's very difficult. So try your best, but don't get frustrated if it doesn't work, because it's not an easy thing. Especially on a drawing video, because I'm trying to rush to get it done. And it definitely takes time to do. I will get to talking about this paper in a minute, but as you can see, it soaks up the markers quite readily. So this paper is a marker killer. So I might have to actually switch to a Sharpie and kind of go back and forth. What kind of stinks is the Sharpie is a different kind of black than the Copic. So I'm going to kind of go over all of it just to blend it a little better. And the Sharpie looks like it's giving me a little bit of life. So I'm going to finish up the rest of this background with the Sharpie. Plus the Sharpie's giving me a little more point on that chisel, so maybe I should have started with this, but it's all good. Because I am quite pleased with the way this is turning out. Now, there's a point where it's touching, but I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm touching again, but I'm still not going to worry about it. So let me discuss this toned paper that I am using. It's one of my favorite papers, even though it kills markers pretty quickly. It is produced by French Paper Company, and it is toned. I'm going to turn it a little bit to give myself a little help, a better angle in filling this in. It is paper by French Paper Company. Very good paper. It takes ink very well, and I like the color. I like the tone. And if you see me at Comic Cons, you will notice that I use this toned paper a lot. And the reason why I like toned paper a lot is because it gives you, if you start putting color into it, it gives you a middle tone to work out of. So that means you can go black and you can go white. And you'll see in a minute what I mean. Let me finish off this background. And I guess I'll put a little bit of a line down here to show that there's some separation. And there he is. I could go clean this up a little bit more, but I'll do that later. So there he is, drawn out. And let me throw in some colors now. I'm going to erase, first of all, some of my pencil line. And he's looking good. I'm pretty pleased with the way Mr. Stitch has turned out. First thing I'm going to do, spot the darks in his eye. That will give him more character. It'll look more like Stitch. Close that up. And let me see if I can go in with a number 5 gray. So what I'm gonna try to do is eliminate a lot of this tone in the background. And you're probably asking, why am I doing that? Because I want the tone of the paper to really reflect in that character of the bacon. So the tone of the paper is being used a lot in the character, so it blends together if I use it too much in the background as well. And you can kind of see it already, he's already popping off quite a bit better. Once again, trying to keep that a little bit of a line in between the character and the background, just to give it a cleaner appearance. It might actually not make it any cleaner at all, but we'll see when we get to the end, and we'll make the call if need be. So before I get to the bacon, let me put some separation, and I'm going to use a blue marker, and we'll see if it actually pops off a little bit more. I used a cool gray, so the blue marker may actually blend into that cool gray a little too much. But I think, well, on camera it might be a little too similar, but there is a little bit of separation. I'll use a white pencil to create more separation. But before I get to the white pencil, I am going to, that's the wrong color. I'm going to pull out some poppy red. And this is a Prismacolor marker, poppy red, and it's red. But when I apply it to the tone of the paper, it comes out a little brownish. So I want some crispy bacon, the feel of some crispy bacon, and that red is going to be exactly what I want to make that feel. So I am not going to go in and completely get rid of that tone, but I'm going to strategically lay this down. I'm going to use a burnt sienna of this marker, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a accent in dark. And like I said, I don't want to get rid of that tone. I'm just trying to enhance it as best I can. And bacon has that texture, so I can go in with a little bit of texture. And hopefully you could kind of see a little bacon flavoring happening. And you can see how that tone really helps you out. And you'll see it even more because right now it's the lightest tone on the paper, but when we add another light tone to it, you'll see how it changes. I'm going to spot a dark in his mouth just to create a little separation to help that pop off. And hopefully when I go in with the white, you'll see it pop off even more with the teeth. I'm going to give it a little more saturation with color by adding this poppy red to that brown. You can see it like popping just a little bit more. And we'll give his nose a tone as well. And a little saturation of red right there. I'm going to pull a little more red down in that shape. And this is getting kind of, now we're getting to the noodly stage. I'm starting to noodle my bacon out a little too much, but we'll get a move on. Now let's go, it's not gonna do much. It'll just make it darker, but I'm gonna throw a yellow, a Prismacolor canary yellow in the yolk just to give it separation in that egg and help indicate that it is a yolk and that is a sunny side up egg. What really will help it is when I go in with my white pencil. So I'm gonna go in with a white Prismacolor pencil now. And use this sparingly. If you put too much white pencil into it, then it looks like you're forcing it. And I could use another means of pulling out some whites. But like I said, use it gently. You don't need a ton of white because once again, you're using that tone of the paper to help you out. I'm going to go in some areas with a soft untextured, I'm going to try to soften it as much as possible. And in some areas, I'm going to keep it textured. So I'm actually going to go in with my brown to help create a little separation right here from the collar. And I believe we'll need a red to help kind of blend it out a little bit. There, that looks good. And I'm trying to use texture of this white to help differentiate shapes and objects. So I'm going in kind of rough with the pencil on the bacon. But now let me kind of softly go in to the egg and give it a different texture that's not that rough line work. Rather, just a softer kind of feel, so that you can tell the difference between the egg white and the bacon. A little more separation with the blue, with the cape down here. And I'm going to go in with a softer white for that side of the cape. And I'm going to kind of mimic it throughout. Not mimic it, but I'm going to kind of put some strategic outlines on that cape to give the connection between that cape that's drawn right here and the rest of the cape that's flowing throughout. So there we go. One thing I don't like is this. So I'm going to add some red just to kind of finish up this part because it's a little too separated for me. So there we go. He's kind of joined together a little bit more. All right. And then the last thing we need to do is go in with a gel pen. And when you go, now this one you use very sparingly because you can see how overpowering that white is. But this will help create that greasy, kind of shiny look that bacon has. And the gel pen actually does a great job of helping you outline to give you those accent marks that will help you translate what the shape is. To your viewers. And I'm going to throw a little more red down here just to kind of complete that shape up a little bit. And give a little more texture right there. And wherever I have light, I could throw a little dark spot in there to give it that burnt look, the burnt feel. And just to finish up, darkening with gray on some edges to give it a little bit of a darker tone, but not too, just a subtle hint of a darker tone. And let me finish this off by adding a signature at the bottom And there he is. Elvis Stitch Bacon drawn on toned paper. Here he is, guys, in all his greasy glory. There is Bacon Elvis Stitch on toned paper. That was a lot of fun to do. Let's see you guys have some fun, and let's create some characters, mashing your favorite character together with some breakfast. Whether it's egg, sausage, or bacon, grits, oatmeal, pancakes, whatever you got. Mash your favorite character together. Have fun drawing, because that fun usually shows through in your artwork. When you're done, take a picture of it, post it to social media. Use this hashtag right here, CampPencilPoint. All the artists at CampPencilPoint will keep an eye out for it. And if we find your post, we're going to like it and we're going to comment on it. So please post your artwork to social media for everyone to see. Thank you for stopping by. It sure feels good to be back again on a Thursday evening. We're sure glad you're here. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. That way you always know when we're going to go live or anytime we post a new video. You could also check out CampPencilPoint.com. There's the latest updates on everything. We're also going to start a feature every Friday called Follow Friday. We're going to post up some artworks from the artists of Camp Pencil Point every Friday. And it'll send you links as to how to follow us on social media. Speaking of social media, follow all of us on social media. Follow me on Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the Tumblr. You can follow me at this address, Joe Foo 22. You can follow Drew on Instagram as well, Drew T. Octopus. Follow us all on Instagram and you'll know everything that's going on with our lives. So once again, thank you for joining us this Thursday evening. It was sure a lot of fun. Remember to draw at least 20 minutes every day. This will keep your skills sharp. Might keep your pencils dull, but your skills will be sharp. Support the arts and support your favorite artists by liking their stuff on social media, commenting on their stuff, and sharing their stuff, but giving proper credit. The proper credit is very important. Finally, but most importantly, never stop creating and never stop inspiring. Until next time, everyone, keep drawing. Bacon, we like bacon, we like bacon. We like bacon. And Elvis.